This is really very special. We've been working on this project for some time. Mary's a wonderful artist. I've known her from Artists of Northwest Arkansas for years. This was part of her dream to have this show, and it's just amazing to have the opportunity to show the work and also to honor her and all her work over the years. And it's a wonderful opportunity for Mary and for all the artists that are involved in the program.
I think that's wonderful. I love to see any kind of empowerment for both people with disabilities and elderly people, and really just anyone, to have people empowered to make their art, to make their contribution, whatever that might be, to make the world a slightly more beautiful place.
Because art is so important. It's the life, it's our life. It's what we should look forward to anytime, young, old, every time.
Everybody for their good wishes and just for being here. It's an honor to have every one of you come and bid me a happy birthday.
Northwest Arkansas that night celebrated a century of color and success. But how do we get to this moment? Well, to get the full painting, let's first understand an artist and her beginnings, and how she learned to share her gift with the world.
It's just always been there as far back as I can remember. It's just the colors. When I was a child, of wanting to, first with crayons, and the neighbor boy had a big box of crayons, and it had all these pretty colors in it. And then I wanted to go to school because I could get watercolors to paint with. And that was just when I was 5 years old. So it's just always been there.
It's the end of the Great War, and life as we knew it changed forever. Prohibition has been enacted, and moonshiners and crime have been on the rise. It's a new era of jazz, flappers, and speakeasies on every street corner. But eventually, the booming economy took a darker turn. On October 29, 1929, the stock market crashed, plunging the United States into the Great Depression. Lasting for over a decade, it wasn't until FDR's New Deal and World War II that pulled us out of it. After the attack on Pearl Harbor, the United States was plunged into the Second Great War, with millions of lives changed and lost. The battle between freedom and the Axis powers waged for years, finally ending in 1945. The new era of atomic weapons and the Cold War began. Yet after graduating high school, a young Mary Talbert started making a name for herself in Kansas, creating cards for the Hall brothers, soon to become Hallmark.
Well, I didn't want to go to college because they were just doing the same thing I had in high school. I really wanted to go to Kansas City Art Institute, but I couldn't. So the next best thing was to try to get into a place where I could use my artistic ability. First thing was to get a job, so I went to Kansas City and stayed with friends and got my job with Hall Brothers, just folding cards, making framed mottos. And in the meantime, I kept bugging them about my getting into the art department, till finally they gave up and took me in. I went to work for them there on Pearl Harbor Day, 1942. That was on a Sunday. And they had a large order they had to get out, so they were working on Sunday. So that sticks in my mind as something that never to forget. A lot of memories there. The first, I started folding cards, and then I went to a department where they were making framed mottos, and I kept bugging them with my pictures. Can I get in? Can I get in? And finally, yeah, I did. I got in. That was a big, big thing. I really felt like I had accomplished. The thing that I remember the most is when the Disney movie about Bambi, Hallmark bought the rights to do some cards using and they sent the original cells for us to use to draw from, and that was real exciting.
Mary's time in Kansas was a catalyst to the path of success she would edge for the rest of her life. But, as fate would see to it, other things outside of the Sunflower State awaited her. Luckily, she would embark on this journey alone.
I met him at a dance at the USO in Kansas City in 1942. He was my best or worst critic. I don't know which way to go. I got real angry with him sometimes, and then I get to thinking, well, I guess he was right after all. My first child was a girl. All my children, they leaned more toward wanting to write something rather, but in her later years, my daughter started painting more. She was an excellent artist. Our oldest son, he wanted to be a doctor, but he wound up being a nurse, and his children are artistic. Let's see, youngest son, he would love to write a book, but he can't stick with it long enough to get the book written.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
In 1991, the Cold War would end. The Soviet Union collapsed and Americans all over would rejoice, but this would not be the last of America's foreign conflicts. Tensions in the Middle East boil over into war, and Operation Desert Storm launches overseas. The world also watches as clocks tick down to the new millennia, some in fear for the future of society, and others in paranoia about new technology. Yet despite everyone around her, Mary was looking forward to building her life apart from the world, in a little rural area known today as Northwest Arkansas. After a while of living in her new home, Mary soon found herself in the Pastel Society. Gentlemen such as Charles Peer, a prestigious artist from John Brown University, were key players in how she learned to use new materials and styles of art. She even began to showcase her art in competitions.
We started first in crafts, going to craft shows, and we made a lot of acquaintances that way. Finally, they had a craft show outside the Walton Arts Center show, and don't ask me what year it was. We had a tent covering where we could hang my pictures up. I was doing, I had started doing pastels then. I got acquainted at that show with people that were in the Pastel Society, so that's how I got started that way. The fisherman, the big one, that was the fisherman. That's funny, the first show I entered it in, they wouldn't accept it, the juried show. And then the Pastel Society had their show, and I won first prize.
As Mary began to paint her legacy in Northwest Arkansas, she captured the hearts of many with beautiful visions of Mother Nature. She eventually found an organization known as Artists of Northwest Arkansas, where she could indulge herself in art even in her latter years.
Oh yes, this happens every Wednesday. We all come down here and paint together. We just encourage each other. It's just easier to paint if you have company with others doing the same thing. This part of the state especially has so many really, really good artists. I look at myself and, gosh, I'm not near as good as some of these others. Why aren't they being praised?
We have a real rich and active art community here in Northwest Arkansas, and I've been involved with the Artists of Northwest Arkansas since I moved here. She's a huge inspiration. I've known her off and on a little bit, you know, when COVID kind of shut things down. But now that I get to see her more often and see the artwork that she creates, it's like, I'm gonna be just like Mary when I grow up. We had a Christmas party a few years ago, and I got a beautiful picture of Mary. The lighting was just great. It was so soft, and I went home and I made a watercolor portrait of her, and I really like that.
Well, I was at a meeting of some other artists, and Mary and Yvonne were there. They invited me to come over here and paint. I really enjoy painting watercolors, and when I'm doing it, a lot of times I sort of zone in on what I'm doing, and it really helps me to forget about any other things that are going on. It's really very relaxing if I can zone in like that.
It's not like just anybody criticizing your work, but if a fellow artist says, well, you could change this or you could change that, you listen to them.
My dear precious friend, yes. I have loved her from the day one, and I'm still like this with her. No matter what, when we're together, we can talk about anything and everything, and we can sometimes, like a couple of weeks ago, we was in here and we was talking about a subject. I don't even have to go into it, but we started laughing so much and giggling. The firemen were down here having lunch, and they all turned around and started looking at us like, what's going on over there? And we couldn't stop. It was like being in school and you get to giggle and you can't stop. And then, you know, everybody's turning and looking at you and you still can't stop. It was just a good day. Yeah, every time is special. Driving to and from art shows or whatever, all our conversations and the memories or the noticing of clouds or whatever is all special. It gives us an outlet to come to and be together as artists, and we can critique each other's work and we help each other decide on decisions of even framing or anything like that. It's just a good camaraderie here, very good. It's beautiful.
Painting is one thing that keeps me going. It's something to do, and I can't think of the word I want to use. But it just settles your nerves.
It's therapeutic.
It's what?
Therapeutic.
Yeah, therapeutic.
I think that night was the first night that I actually met Mary. It was her birthday night in that show. And then seeing all of Mary's paintings and things like that, and especially seeing the other artists that keep going back to the Golden Creatives and how she helped get all those people a chance to come back and show their art that were kind of like me, that were out of art for a while. And I think that Golden Creatives has been a real catalyst to get a lot of artists, I know several, that we've had new come and join us since then. And all that was really motivated by that movement and her birthday and getting all that attention to older people who are doing art and are trying to get back into art and do what they used to do and better.
It is just, older people don't have many ways to be themselves. And when you're painting or drawing, it's yourself coming out on the paper, canvas, whatever you're doing. It gives them something to be proud of. I think it's just real good therapy for young and old as far as that's concerned.
Luckily, Artists of Northwest Arkansas was not the last step in Mary's journey as an artist. She soon gained the attention of a particular woman who would take her dreams of exhibiting her art to the next level.
Can you imagine 100 years old, living out here by yourself? I met her a year ago Christmas. She's been in Arkansas probably 50 years or so. Much of her art is about Arkansas, so she covers a lot of our history. She's just the most amazing woman ever.
You know, you kind of get attached to them after they stick around your house for a while. All of my favorites, I think, are sold now, so I've got to paint some more favorites. Oh, yeah, kind of like you're letting go of a child or something, you know. Here you go have a good time. I can't, my house is running over with pictures. I'm glad to get new homes for a bunch of them, really.
The first time I met her, she told me that her #1 dream, her #1 bucket list item was to have her own art show. And she's just been so excited about showing her art in this show. And when she came here, I wish she'd been here to see her. When she sat down and looked at this wall with all of her art, she was like blown away. I can't believe I did all of this. And because she has a little house, and in her house, all of the art was just sitting around everywhere. Never did she ever see it all together like this, and it was really beautiful to experience that moment with her.
Throughout the years of my childhood, all the way growing up, been gifted with many forms of art. Not only myself, but throughout the whole family. Her love and her for the arts is what I sort of attribute some of the art skills that I've been gifted with, that my mother has been gifted with, even my nieces now. I feel like it's her love and her art skills flow through all of us, and this showcase is amazing tribute and barely can encompass how much she has given to the world and all of her great love of the arts and her art skills.
They said we had probably around 250 people come to opening night, so that was pretty huge. And Mary was able to celebrate her birthday with all of these wonderful people that came to pay respect and tribute to her on her birthday. So it was a marvelous night, better than we ever hoped for.
It was just awe, a feeling of awe. I never expected that many people to be there. It was just fantastic.
Mary Talbert is a testament to the beauty of human life. For over 100 years, Mary has left every environment she is in better than before. Her journey is a magnum opus of Northwest Arkansas's community of talented artists and serves as a reminder to how passion can take you very far in life, and you never really know where life can take you. Even with a century under her belt, Mary contributes as much to society as every one of us, showing us that every life, including seniors, is precious. Natural talent can never fade, and art is the perfect medium, a common ground for all where age is not a barrier. If we cherish every human life for what it is, we learn to appreciate our own existence as well.